This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening and welcome in. I'm Amanda Starn-Tuno.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First at 5, RTV6 is working for you tonight with a call to action from people living in a southwest side community.
It comes after surveillance cameras caught this man stealing a license plate during a time when kids were going to school and adults heading to work.
RTV6's Nicole Griffin is learning this is just the latest crime, adding to growing concerns in this area.
Around 7:30 Thursday morning, this black car pulls up on Delphi Drive in the Colony subdivision in Heartland Crossing in Camby.
The male gets out, goes across the street, and starts unscrewing the neighbor's license plate.
The entire theft caught on video from surveillance cameras placed on Robert Bura's home.
I was shocked that they're doing it in the daylight. A lot of people steal license plates and use them on stolen cars to commit armed robberies. AT&T store was just robbed. So that's something we need to be watching for.
Those pictures, they're so clear as day. Somebody has to know who they are.
Erin Kidwell has lived in the Heartland Crossing area for 2 years.
It's really been a lot worse this summer.
She's concerned not only about this latest theft, but crime in general in the area.
It's more and more every day, and it just slowly has gone from the back of the addition, or like all the different neighborhoods. It has crept its way up here. In our neighborhood, I feel like is a super easy target because you can go out of 3 different exits, be in 3 different counties.
Within just the last week and a half, IMPD's online records show at least 17 license plates have been stolen. The most recent case was all caught on camera here in Camby.
I've captured some other video of people walking the neighborhood, checking cars. We've had car thefts. I feel good because I have security cameras and my cars are in the garage. So I feel a lot better than maybe some of my neighbors.
Now the hope is that the cameras will help solve this latest crime and someone will recognize this man and report it to police. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, details on the push for law enforcement and security in this area to help reduce crime. Working for you in Camby, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Breaking news just into the RTV6 newsroom. Carmel Clay Schools confirms a data breach impacting some students. The district tells RTV6 the breach involves the Pearson clinical assessment previously used by the school system. The breach included student names and in some instances date of birth. Carmel Clay School says no grade or assessment information was affected by this. The district says Pearson does not have evidence that any information has been misused, but as a precaution, Carmel Schools is providing the option for parents to enroll in a complimentary 1-year membership for one of Experian's credit and identity theft monitoring services.
It's a mild and cloudy Friday evening as we begin our weekend. It seems like a good night to get out to the state fair if you can. I'm with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts. Kyle, there are some changes on the way. What can we expect tomorrow?
Yeah, things are going to get shaken up a little bit here as we go into the weekend. Maybe not the greatest timing, but we do have some rain chances to talk about. Right now, Storm Team 6 radar, it is quiet. You may have had a couple of showers earlier today, especially across Hendricks County. Those have faded away, but we continue with those clouds streaming overhead here, kind of filtering out that sunshine. But the bigger picture shows you that things are quiet even as we look back to the west, a decaying complex of some showers and storms there in southwestern Missouri. So it's going to take a little bit of time. If you are going to be heading out this evening, no need for that umbrella. Our rain chance less than 20%. It's 82 degrees right now in downtown, 84 in Bloomington, and 80 degrees in Kokomo. Your Indiana State Fair forecast, temperatures still around 80 degrees here even as we get to 8 o'clock. So it will be a slow fall in those temperatures, upper 70s and mostly cloudy at 9. Here's a look at those rain chances, though. They ramp up as we go into tomorrow morning. We'll take a closer hour-by-hour look in a few minutes.
Like the infrastructure is adapting quicker than the people that are using it.
A new and urgent warning tonight as we're getting ready for the start of the Indigo Bus Rapid Transit Red Line. And this warning is for bicyclists and drivers. The new road configurations can take some getting used to. And tonight, RTV6 found a dangerous situation we want to bring to your attention. Our Stephanie Wade is downtown to show us what to watch out for.
It's this stoplight that's causing the confusion here. You see, the turning lane has a red light, but the bike lane is green. And what we're finding is that drivers see the green and assume they can go. It can be confusing as you're trying to turn onto I-65 from Illinois Street downtown. Indigo added a designated bike lane on Illinois since they took one away on Capitol to make way for the new red line.
I thought it was neat that the stoplight there has a bicycle on it, but I was a little cautious. I thought, okay, do they have a red light, or because I saw that I had a green bicycle, but I didn't know if the traffic stopped for them.
Bicyclists we spoke with say they appreciate the protected bike lane, but both they and drivers need to be on high alert when they're able to turn. People are getting confused when they see the green, but don't notice it's the bike lane that's lit up and not their turning arrow.
Pay attention to each other. Like, let's not get super mad at each other. Your brain's not going to explode if you're 30 seconds late.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Indigo encourages all of those using the road to be aware of new pavement markings and lane configurations. You can also go online to indigored.com for more information on this. More breaking news into the newsroom tonight. The medical examiner's office has officially ruled Jeffrey Epstein's prison death as a suicide by hanging. Epstein was found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City on August 10th. Epstein, who was charged with sexually abusing several underage girls over many years, had been placed on suicide watch last month after he was found on his cell floor with bruising on his neck.
The alleged leader of a violent Indianapolis-based drug trafficking ring has been convicted on federal drug charges, and the Department of Justice says this kind of crime carries a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. A federal jury in Evansville convicted Richard Grundy III and 4 co-defendants on all charges yesterday during the 14th day of their trial. Prosecutors say Grundy led the so-called Grundy Crew and that it sold more than 3,700 pounds of marijuana and 280 pounds of methamphetamine on Indianapolis' streets between April 2016 and November of 2017. Grundy will be sentenced in Indianapolis. Again, the Department of Justice says the conviction for engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise carries a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. And a Delaware County woman will be sentenced next month for her role in a deadly crash that killed her daughter and hurt her other children. A jury found Jessica Skeens guilty of 7 charges, including neglect of a dependent, resulting in death, OWI, and marijuana possession. Prosecutors say Skeens was driving her van on Muncie Bypass in May of 2017 when she lost control and it rolled into a ditch. Skeens' daughter, Taylin Woodson, was thrown from that van and died. State police say Skeens' boyfriend, Nathaniel Jordan, was in the van punching Skeens in the face and grabbing the steering wheel before the crash. Police found opened and unopened bottles of alcohol in and around the van. The boyfriend is facing charges too.
Tonight, an Anderson man is facing serious charges after state troopers say they caught him swerving on a highway, drunk in a van with 2 babies inside. A state trooper noticed the van weaving between lanes around 1:15 this morning on I-69. It took a while for the van to stop and pull over. The trooper says the driver, his girlfriend, and 2 infants were in the car seats were in that van. Police say he had a blood alcohol content of 0.16. That's twice the legal limit. He is facing drunk driving charges, including a felony, since troopers say he was driving drunk with children in the vehicle.
Some beaches along northwestern Indiana's Lake Michigan shoreline are closed after authorities say a chemical spill in a tributary caused a fish kill. The National Park Service said it closed the Portage Lakefront and Riverwalk Beach areas at Indiana Dunes National Park, as well as waters out to 300 feet. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management says the ArcelorMittal's Burns Harbor plant released excess amounts of cyanide and ammonia nitrogen into the Little Calumet River's East Branch, causing a fish kill noticed this week. Now, the company says in a statement it's investigating and will continue to work closely with the agencies involved. New at 5, more parking spaces are coming to Indianapolis International Airport. Today, the Airport Authority Board gave the go-ahead for a project that will add 1,500 spaces to the main parking structure. That's the one that's connected to the terminal. Each of the garage's 5 floors will be expanded. 500 of the new spaces will be for the public, and 1,000 of them will be for rental cars. The Airport Authority says continued growth of the rental car companies created the need for more spaces.
Covering education, when your young student needs guidance on homework, you may need to enlist a tutor, and this is a free way to do that. Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology's Ask Rose Homework Hotline is open to 6th through 12th grade students who need help with math or science. Rose-Hulman students can help via phone, email, or chat Sunday through Thursday nights. You can call 877-ASK-ROSE or go to the Ask Rose website, which is askrose.org.
Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, we take a closer look at the changes Walmart is making after the mass shooting at one of its El Paso stores. The impact those changes could have on you.
But first, what we're learning from the investigation into the plane crash involving NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is okay, but we have an update after he went to the hospital.
It's been a while since we've had to deal with some 90-degree heat, but they are looking to make a comeback here. We'll talk about the return of summer warmth. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
Or visit batteriesplus.com.
A traffic alert you need to keep in mind for this weekend. You'll have to deal with a huge interstate closure for another week. A portion of I-465 is closed on the southeast side of the city. This is a live look at that area. East and northbound lanes of I-465 are shut down from I-65 to I-70. This work will last until August 24th. After Labor Day on September 6th, the Indiana Department of Transportation will close the same stretch of interstate going in the opposite direction, and that will last until September 21st. You can find all the latest road closures at theindychannel.com and the RTV6 app. Meantime, INDOT is holding a contest. 2 lucky Hoosiers will get to see what's going on behind the scenes at the I-465 construction that has so many lanes closed. INDOT East Central tweeted out the contest this morning. According to the tweet, those lucky 2 winners will get to visit the full closure on 465 and see what's really going on. All you have to do is follow INDOT East Central on Twitter, like and retweet this post on their account by Monday at 9 a.m.
Tonight, investigators are working to figure out what caused the fiery crash involving Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s plane in northeast Tennessee. Earnhardt Jr., 2 other family members, and 2 pilots all made it out alive. ABC's Megan Terizian with new information coming in this evening.
Might be. Yeah, the dude just pulled a baby out of there. It's a private jet.
People on the ground in shock watching a young family and 2 pilots running for their lives from a burning jet. This dramatic video taken moments after the jet NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family were on caught fire. Miraculously, all managing to escape without serious injuries.
The way they hit the impact on the bank there and everything came up on the road, they're very lucky.
Today, the NTSB investigation begins into how this 10-seat Cessna Citation erupted into flames just after landing in Tennessee.
The airplane basically bounced at least twice before coming down hard on the right main landing gear. And you can actually see the right main landing gears collapsing on the video.
A family spokesman tweeting, "I know I speak for everyone here in saying we are so grateful for the outpouring of concern and support. Everyone is doing well enough. Lots of hugs, lots of prayers to the good Lord."
Dale Jr. gets away first.
The racing legend retired from NASCAR 2 years ago after a decade behind the wheel as one of the sport's most popular drivers. In 2001, his famous father was killed in a wreck during the final lap of the Daytona 500. Now a TV analyst, Earnhardt Jr. was traveling to Tennessee for Saturday night's Cup Series event. His bosses last night tweeting, "We are all in agreement he should take the weekend off to be with his family." Dale Earnhardt Jr. was the only person on board who had to be hospitalized. He's been released after being treated for some bruises and abrasions. Megan Terizian, ABC News, New York.
Happening tomorrow, it's the first home game of the preseason for the Indianapolis Colts. The team will take on the Cleveland Browns at Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll get to see how certain Colts are progressing, and we'll get another glimpse into how the starting unit is performing without Andrew Luck in case he's not ready to go to start the regular season. Tomorrow's kickoff is scheduled for 4 p.m.
One of the social media giants is taking a more aggressive approach in stopping the spread of misinformation. Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, says a new tool will be available to all users by the end of the month. You will soon be able to report misinformation by clicking the 3 dots that appear in the upper right corner of every post. You will hit buttons to designate a post as inappropriate and then as false information. Fact checkers will review all flagged posts. And the very popular Broad Ripple Bark Park has a new look, and you and your dog can see the improvements in person tomorrow. An open house at the park takes place from 10 to 11 tomorrow morning. 3 Dog Bakery will hand out free treats, and the dog park was a first for the city when it opened in 1999. Now it's undergone a major upgrade. There's an artificial turf infield, a large hexagon shelter, a new drinking fountain, and a dog wash station. Broad Ripple Park is located at 1500 Broad Ripple Avenue. I'm sure Leo is going to be excited.
Excited about that, right?
Sounds fun. Well, today the Indianapolis Indians unveiled special jerseys in front of families staying at the Ronald McDonald House at Riley Hospital for Children.
The Indians showed off their new Paw Patrol jerseys. It's for Nickelodeon weekend at Victory Field. The jerseys are designed after the hero pups Chase, Marshall, and Sky. Proceeds will go to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Indiana.
Our players, this is always one of their favorite stops in the community as well. Love meeting with families, love hearing their stories. One of the really special things about this place is how families come from all over the country to here at Riley, and Ronald McDonald House supports them on their journey to hopefully health with their children who are here. So really supportive of them and their mission, and really thrilled we could be here today.
The brightly colored jerseys have the Paw Patrol logo on the right sleeve and the Ronald McDonald House logo on the left sleeve. Also, player names will be displayed across the back of the jerseys instead of the player's last name.
The jerseys will be worn during batting practice and autographed before being auctioned off during both games tomorrow and Sunday. I know Paw Patrol is going to be a big hit with the kiddos.
Yeah, and I want to clarify, their nicknames will be on the back of the jerseys.
Oh, fun.
There. Yeah.
I like it.
Very nice. And yeah, heading into the weekend, probably have a lot of plans. We got a little bit of rain we got to get through. It's not necessarily a washout, but we'll take you hour by hour through your weekend forecast. Right now, we've got temperatures in the 70s and 80s. You're in the upper 70s. Crawfordsville and Greencastle, 82 in downtown, and Greensburg at 87 degrees. Had a little bit of a breeze out there this afternoon, especially if you see any peaks of sunshine, but it is out of the south, and that's helping to bring that humidity back for us, and we're really going to notice that ramping up here as we go through the upcoming weekend. This evening, though, temperatures 80 degrees for you at 8 o'clock. We'll be into the middle 70s by about 10 and 11 with mostly cloudy skies staying in place here. Again, I really don't anticipate seeing much in the way of any shower activity, and our sun will set at 8:40. Overnight with that blanket of cloud cover, temperatures not going to cool a whole lot here. We're into the upper half of the 60s, even 70 degrees Saturday morning in Muncie. Now let's talk about that rain chance with TrueCast here, and this is picking things up at 8:30 tomorrow morning. We still have some clouds. There you see the showers and thunderstorms around Champaign and also Monticello. By 11 o'clock Saturday morning, we do see some scattered showers and storms overspreading the area, so maybe a little bit of a soggy start to the day here, especially mid to late morning. But then as we go into the afternoon, things do improve pretty quickly. By 4 o'clock, actually a little bit of sunshine coming our way here. As far as rainfall, we could see some areas picking up 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more than that, certainly if you get under a couple of thunderstorms. Otherwise, we'll have temperatures making their way into the middle 80s tomorrow, so it'll take a little bit of time. Once we get the rain and clouds out of here a little bit, we'll start to pick up those numbers. 80 degrees at 2 o'clock, about middle 80s for that afternoon high, which is pretty seasonal for this time of year. 83 in Muncie, 85 in Indy, and 86 for you in Columbus. And then we really notice the humidity on Sunday, and with a smaller rain chance, that gives the temperature more time to rise here. So we're talking about 90 degrees Sunday afternoon. Heat index values into the middle 90s. And again, that small afternoon chance for a shower or thunderstorm there. 7-day planning forecast as we put it all together here for you. And there's your weekend. 85 tomorrow, 90 degrees on Sunday. And we're going to keep that heat going into early part of next week. Just a spotty shower or thunderstorm on Monday and Tuesday. A little better chance on Wednesday, and that brings in a big change. Highs around 80 degrees Thursday and Friday instead of 90.
You were just in Kings Island not too long ago.
Yeah, start off the season.
Did you hit all the coasters?
Most of them, but looking forward to the new one.
All right, there's a new one coming.
Yeah, check this out.
Yeah, next spring. It'll be a big addition at Kings Island.
The massive amusement park will soon be home to the world's 7th Giga Coaster. Orion is the name of the Giga Coaster. It will be at least 300 feet tall.
Wow, the steel coaster will plunge riders down an exhilarating 300-foot drop before sending them on a high-speed journey over 7 more hills at speeds of up to 91 miles per hour.
Will be the tallest, fastest, and longest steel coaster at Kings Island. It is one of only 7 Giga coasters in the world.
Well, it's the most expensive, too. Kings Island Vice President Mike Kuntz says constructing Orion's 5,300-foot track cost roughly what constructing the entirety of the original park did in 1972. Orion is set to open in the spring of 2020. Cue my high-pitched screams.
Right. That's not too far away either. Next season, right? Greenland is in the news tonight. Why the island's government is saying the country is not for sale. That's next on RTV6 News at 5.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Beth Karras with Court TV Live. We're covering a murder trial out of West Virginia. Morgan Vandergriff was allegedly speeding through a neighborhood and didn't bother to slow down when a school bus was trying to make a U-turn. 38-year-old John Maynard, who was sitting in a driveway with his friend, jumped into action, shouting at the driver to stop. Onlookers say Vandergriff then purposely swerved his vehicle to hit Maynard, who ended up dying from the impact. Vandergriff says he swerved his car to avoid a beer bottle that Maynard had thrown at him. But none of the witnesses so far say that Maynard ever threw anything at Vandergriff's car. Both sides have rested their cases. Closing arguments are expected soon, and then the jury will have the case to deliberate. We'll have gavel-to-gavel coverage right here on Court TV. I'm Beth Karras. Now back to you in the studio.
And you can stream Court TV live anywhere 24/7 at courttv.com.
Tonight, Greenland's government is telling President Donald Trump that the island is not for sale.
The Wall Street Journal first reported yesterday that President Trump had interest in the United States buying the entire island of Greenland.
Sources even told CNN that the president has on multiple occasions brought up the prospect of the U.S. buying Greenland from the Danish government. Well, those sources also say the White House counsel's office has looked into the possibility.
But in a statement today, the island's government said Greenland is not for sale. It's not exactly clear why the U.S. would want to own Greenland.
Clears that up, right? Coming up all new at 6 here on RTV6, state lawmakers looking at ways to help school districts pay for tornado shelters. Call 6 Investigates is asking what can be done. New at 6.
But first on the Now Indy, maybe some good news for Indianapolis roads, the changes the Department of Public Works wants to make, and how it could make your drive smoother. You're watching RTV6.